Your bank statement shows dollars leaving, but there's another ledger running parallel tracking something far more valuable than money itself, and you're hemorrhaging it without knowing. For centuries, the wise understood this. Every transaction is dual. One ledger tracks currency, the other tracks character. Modern life taught us to watch only one. That's the mistake costing everything. Here's what ancient principle knew that we forgot. Your integrity ledger determines your prosperity ledger. Lose track of one, the other collapses automatically. They're twins, inseparable. By the end, you'll know exactly how to stop bleeding both. Connor went from financial chaos to systematic wealth in 47 days without earning a single dollar more. The difference, he started tracking the currency that actually matters. Most people obsess over bank balances, checking multiple times daily, anxiety rising with each refresh. They're watching the wrong numbers. There's a parallel accounting system running simultaneously. Every time you spend without awareness, two debits occur. One from your bank account, one from your character account. The second one compounds faster. Ancient wisdom called this the integrity ledger. Each unconscious transaction doesn't just move money, it erodes the discipline that generated that money in the first place. You're not just losing dollars, you're losing the character strength that earned them. Think of it this way, discipline is the printing press of wealth. Each unconscious purchase damages the press slightly, not enough to notice immediately, but after months of micro damage, the press stops working entirely. You wonder why earning feels harder. The press is broken. Modern financial advice focuses exclusively on income and expenses. Ancient principle added a third column, character cost. What did this purchase do to your self-governance? Did it strengthen discipline or weaken it? That's the question nobody's asking. Here's the pattern nobody sees. People who track only money eventually lose both money and discipline. People who track character first automatically stabilize their money second. The order is not reversible. Every purchase executes two transactions simultaneously. You see only one. The invisible transaction determines everything. Transaction 1, dollars leave your account, visible, trackable, you get a receipt. Transaction 2, awareness leaves your character, invisible, untrackable, no receipt, but the damage accumulates with interest. Here's how it works in practice. You spend $3 on coffee. Transaction 1, negative $3 in bank. Transaction 2, negative awareness units in discipline account. You didn't decide, you defaulted. The press took damage. Multiply by 40 unconscious transactions monthly. That's 480 character debits annually, each one weakening the discipline that generates income. This is why people earning more somehow save less. Income increased, character capacity decreased faster. The wise understood something profound. Wealth isn't generated by income, it's generated by the character strength to govern income. Lose character governance, lose wealth automatically, regardless of how much you earn. The printing press broke. Ancient frugality wasn't about deprivation, it was about character preservation. Every conscious choice to not spend was a character deposit. The press got stronger. Modern consumer culture teaches the opposite. Unconscious spending is normal. The press deteriorates daily. Here's what changed everything for those who understood. They stopped asking, "Can I afford this?" and started asking, "Does this purchase strengthen or weaken my self-governance?" Different question, different outcome. The press repairs itself. When you spend without awareness, you're not just losing money, you're training yourself in unconsciousness. That training compounds. Eventually you're unconscious about everything: career decisions, relationship choices, life direction. All because you stopped tracking the character ledger with purchases. There's a way to repair the printing press. It requires tracking what you've been ignoring. The character currency protocol operates on one principle. Before spending, calculate dual cost. Dollar cost is obvious. Character cost requires a question. Will this transaction increase or decrease my self-awareness? If it increases awareness, it's a character deposit. If it decreases awareness, it's a character debit. The math is simple. Deposits strengthen the press, debits damage it. Your wealth trajectory follows whichever one dominates. Here's the protocol structure. Morning, review yesterday's transactions, not for dollar amounts, for awareness patterns. Which purchases were conscious decisions, which were unconscious defaults. You're auditing character, not cash. Afternoon, before each purchase, pause 3 seconds. Ask the question, conscious or unconscious? If conscious and aligned with values, proceed. If unconscious or misaligned, walk away. You're protecting the press. Evening, calculate your character balance. How many conscious decisions today versus unconscious defaults? The ratio determines everything. 70% conscious or higher, your press strengthens. Below 50%, the press deteriorates regardless of how much you earned. Ancient discipline called this virtue accounting. Modern psychology calls it metacognition. The principle is identical. Awareness of your awareness determines the quality of your decisions, financial or otherwise. Most people track only money because money is visible. They ignore character because character is invisible. That's exactly backwards. Character generates money. Money doesn't generate character. Track the generator, not the byproduct. Connor, 26, graphic designer at a marketing agency. Single, living with roommate to split $1,100 monthly rent. Salary, $3,200 per month. Woke at 4:51 every morning, chest tight, grabbed phone. Open bank app, $83, $16 days until payday. Screen showed 19 active subscriptions. Total, $247 monthly. None canceled in 8 months. Just $12 won't matter. He'd thought that 19 times. Wednesday, November 8th, 11:23 a.m. Boss asked, "Can you work Saturday?" Connor thought, "Can't say no, need this job." Left office, sat in car. Opened app, $11, $16 days left. He sat there 14 minutes staring at the number. One thought wouldn't leave, 26 years old, can't even make it to payday. Friday, November 10th, 26 years, zero control, zero awareness. He made a decision that changed everything. Started tracking the invisible ledger, created simple spreadsheet, 3 columns, purchase, dollar cost, character cost. Character cost had only 2 options, conscious or unconscious. That's the only question that mattered. Day 1 lunch break, walked past coffee shop. Impulse pulled toward door, stopped, asked the question, conscious or unconscious? Unconscious, kept walking. First character deposit in months, press took no damage. Day 3 roommate ordered food delivery. Want anything? Connor almost said yes automatically. Stopped, asked the question, unconscious. I'm good, thanks. Second character deposit. Guilt vanished within minutes. Day 7 reviewed the week. 11 purchase decisions total. 8 were conscious choices. 3 were unconscious defaults. Ratio, 73% conscious. First time above 70% in his adult life. Something shifted internally. Day 12, credit card bill arrived, $840, looked at spreadsheet. Previous month, 41 transactions total, 34 were unconscious. Ratio, 83% unconscious. No wonder his bank account was always empty. He wasn't managing money, he was defaulting through life. Day 18, noticed something strange. Energy increased, not because income changed, because awareness changed. Each conscious decision built momentum, the press was repairing. Day 23, colleague asked to split lunch cost. Connor checked spreadsheet first, budget allowed, values aligned, conscious decision, said yes, enjoyed the meal without guilt, first time in months. Day 30, opened spreadsheet, month total 67 transactions, 52 were conscious. Ratio 78%, open bank app, balance $420, first time in years he finished a month with money remaining, but that's not what changed him. Day 47, roommate said Sunday morning, "You're different lately, less stressed." What happened? Connor smiled, started tracking something I'd been ignoring. Coworker on Tuesday, "You turned down overtime again. You never turned down overtime." Connor, learned my time has value beyond hourly rate. Day 90, open character spreadsheet, 3 months of data. Average conscious ratio, 81%, open bank app. Emergency fund, $1,680, first savings of his life, but the money wasn't the transformation. What changed? He stopped living unconsciously. Each tracked purchase rebuilt the discipline press. The press generated income capacity. Income capacity generated actual income, but it started with tracking character, not cash. Connor didn't become rich, became someone who lives consciously. The money followed automatically. Right now, open your banking app. Look at your last 30 days of transactions. You're about to audit something you've never tracked before. For each transaction, ask one question: was this conscious or unconscious? Not whether it was necessary, not whether you regret it. Simply, conscious decision or unconscious default. Conscious means you paused, considered alternatives, aligned with values, then decided. Unconscious means you didn't pause, saw no alternatives, ignored values, defaulted automatically. Count them: how many conscious, how many unconscious, calculate the ratio. Conscious purchases divided by total purchases, multiply by 100, that's your character solvency percentage. Above 70%, your discipline press is strengthening. Between 50 and 70%, your press is stable but not growing. Below 50%, your press is deteriorating. Your financial struggles aren't about income, they're about awareness. Now calculate the cost, add up all unconscious purchases. Multiply by 12, that's your annual character debt, not the dollar amount, the awareness deficit. That number shows how much discipline strength you're losing yearly. Tomorrow morning, before any purchase, ask the question, conscious or unconscious? If unconscious, don't make it. If conscious and aligned, proceed without guilt. You're rebuilding the press one decision at a time. The wealthy don't have more willpower, they have higher awareness ratios. They track the invisible ledger first. The visible ledger stabilizes automatically. That's not theory, that's how character generates capital. Your bank statement shows money leaving. Your character ledger shows discipline building or deteriorating. Ancient wisdom prioritized the second. Modern chaos ignores it. You now know which one determines your prosperity. Start tracking both. Watch what happens to the second when you manage the first. Comment character tracked if you calculated your conscious ratio and identified at least 3 unconscious transactions you'll eliminate. If you're the type who understands that discipline generates wealth more reliably than income increases, the video on screen shows you how to build a character-based financial system that compounds automatically. Like this video, share it with someone still wondering why their income keeps rising but their savings don't. Subscribe, because every week I show you how timeless principles create modern prosperity, not through hustle, through awareness. Become a member for exclusive strategies that ancient wisdom practiced and modern influencers ignore completely. Drop in the comments what's your current conscious purchase ratio: 30%, 60%, 85%. Let's see who's tracking character first. That's the group that builds lasting wealth. Remember, your bank balance is a symptom. Your character balance is the cause. Fix the cause, symptoms resolve automatically, but you can't fix what you don't track. Track both ledgers the ancient way, the way that actually works.